Goa is a state on the western coast of India. Within the region known as the Konkan, it is bounded by Maharashtra to the north and Karnataka to the east and south, with the Arabian Sea forming its western coast. It is India's smallest state by area and the fourth smallest by population. Goa has the highest GDP per capita among all Indian states, 2.5 times that of the country. It was ranked the best placed state by the 11th Finance Commission for its infrastructure and ranked on top for the best quality of life in India by the National Commission on Population based on the 12 indicators. Panji is the state's capital, while Vasco da Gama is its largest city. The historic city of Margam still exhibits the cultural influence of the Portuguese, who first landed in the early 16th century as Our chants and conquered it soon thereafter. Goa is a former Portuguese province. The Portuguese overseas territory of Portuguese India existed for about 450 years until it was annexed by India in 1961. Goa is visited by large numbers of international and domestic tourists each year for its white sand, beaches, nightlife, places of worship and World Heritage listed architecture. It has rich flora and fauna owing to its location on the Western Ghats range, a biodiversity hotspot. Basilica of Bom Jesus. The Basilica of Bom Jesus or Boria Jesuchi Basilica, Portuguese, Basilica do Bom Jesus, is located in Goa, India, and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The basilica holds the mortal remains of St. Francis Xavier. The church is located in Old Goa, which was the capital of Goa in the early days of Portuguese rule. Bom Jesus, literally, good or holy, Jesus is the name used for the Eke Homo in the countries of Portuguese colonization. The Jesuit Church is India's first minor basilica and is considered to be one of the best examples of Baroque architecture in India. Construction work on the church began in 1594. The church was consecrated in May 1605 by the Archbishop, Dom Fr. Aleixo de Meneses. This World Heritage Monument has emerged as a landmark in the history of Christianity. It contains the body of St. Francis Xavier, a very close friend of St. Ignatius Loyola, with whom he founded the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits. Francis Xavier died on Sensian Island while en route to continental China on December 3, 1552. The body of Francis Xavier was first taken to Portuguese Malacca and 2 years later shipped back to Goa. It is said that the saint's body was as fresh as the day it was buried. 4. The remains of the saint still attract a huge number of tourists, Christian and non-Christian alike, from all over the world, especially during the public viewing of his body every 10 years, last held in 2014. The saint is said to have miraculous powers of healing. This is one of the oldest churches in Goa and in India. Thanks, please subscribe.